Hello everyone, welcome back to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and today we have another video. This time we are previewing the match where Manchester City and Tottenham will be aiming to return to winning ways in the Premier League when they lock horns in an enticing contest at the Etihad Stadium on Sunday afternoon. Before we get going, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel, hit the Apex CF1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. We will get going then, and while Spurs are hoping to end a three-match losing streak, the citizens are seeking to avoid going 3 top-flight games without a win for the first time since 2017. After 3 weeks at the Premier League summit, reigning champions Manchester City have since surrendered top spot to Arsenal after playing out successive score draws in their last 2 league matches with Chelsea and Liverpool. The Citizens' 23-game winning run at the Etihad is now over after Trent Alexander-Arnold cancelled out Erling Haaland's record-breaking opener with a sweet strike 10 minutes from time to help Liverpool rescue a 1-1 draw last weekend, but Pep Guardiola's men bounced back just 3 days later in the Champions League. Indeed, Manchester City were made to work for all 3 points in Tuesday's home clash with Leipzig as we were trailing by 2 goals at half-time, but Haaland, Phil Foden and Julian Alvarez all made the net ripple after the interval to turn the game on its head and ensure that the holders secured top spot in Group G with a game to spare. Keeping just 5 clean sheets in 20 games across all competitions this season will be a cause for concern for Guardiola, but his side have now won 11 of the 15 matches in which we've conceded, showcasing how much we rely on our exceptional goal-scoring proficiency. Manchester City, who came from 2 goals down at half-time to beat Tottenham 4-2 on home soil last season, can ill afford to see our customary high standards slip in our next 2 top-flight games against Tottenham and high-flying Aston Villa if we wish to remain in touching distance with new leaders Arsenal, who currently sit 4 points clear of the Citizens in second and are preparing for 2 favourable fixtures, the one against Wolves, which they've just won, and against Luton Town. Since the arrival of Guardiola in 2016, Manchester City have lost more games to Tottenham with 6 than we have against any other opponent, conceding 19 goals in the process. Only Liverpool, who also have 19, have scored as many against the Citizens during this period. However, Manchester City's home form against Tottenham bodes well ahead of Sunday's clash, as we've won 9, drawn 2 and lost just 2 of our last 13 league meetings with the Lily Whites at the Etihad. Tottenham were sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League table after 10 games following a somewhat surprising yet exceptional start to the season, but November proved to be a month to forget for Ange Postecoglou's side, as 3 consecutive defeats and the loss of several key players through injuries derailed their season. Chelsea, Wolves and Aston Villa all got the better of a depleted Tottenham outfit, who became just the 5th club in Premier League history to lose 3 games in a row after scoring first when they suffered a 2-1 home defeat to the latter last weekend. Giovanni Lo Celso put the Lily Whites in front, but they were made to rue a plethora of missed chances, and Villa fought back to claim maximum points courtesy of goals from Pau Torres and Ollie Watkins. Although Tottenham have picked up 3 points more than they did at this stage last season, their recent dip in form has seen them slip out of the top 4 and down to 5th. However, a win on Sunday would help them draw level on points with second place Manchester City before turning their attention to back-to-back home games with London rivals West Ham United and fellow top 4 hopefuls Newcastle United. David Pleat was the last Tottenham manager to lose 4 Premier League games in a row in March and April 2004. And while Postecoglou may be working with limited resources, there's a reason for Tottenham to be optimistic heading into Sunday's showdown at the Etihad, considering their recent record against Manchester City. Indeed, Tottenham have won 5 of their last 7 Premier League meetings with the Citizens, as many as they've managed in the previous 19, including a 3-2 away win in February last year when Harry Kane netted a dramatic 95th minute winner. Spurs are only are one of only two top flight teams, along with Brentford, who have claimed maximum points at the Etihad since November 2021. So Manchester City in our last 6 Premier League games have lost 1, won 3 and drew 2. Tottenham have won 3 and lost 3 of their last 6 Premier League games. Manchester City in our last 6 games in all competitions have won 3, drew 2 and won again. Manchester City midfielder Mateo Kovacic has returned to full training after missing the last 2 games with a thigh injury and could be selected in the matchday squad. But Kevin De Bruyne with a hamstring injury remains out, and Matheus Nunes with a muscle injury is a major doubt. While John Stones, who's watched on as an unused sub in the last 2 matches since recovering from a muscle problem, will also be assessed ahead of kickoff. First choice keeper Ederson's expected to return to the first 11 at the expense of Stefan Ortega, while Nathan Ake will hope to replace Josko Vardiol on the left-hand side of defence. Both Kyle Walker and Ruben Diaz are set to keep their places in the starting lineup. Manuel Akanji could start in a hybrid midfield role for the 4th consecutive game alongside Rodri, but there could be changes made further up the pitch as both Alvarez and Jeremy Doku are pushing for recalls at the expense of Rico Lewis and Jack Grealish. As for Tottenham, their lengthy injury list includes Rodrigo Bentancur with an ankle injury, as well as James Maddison, Mickey van der Ven with a hamstring injury, Richarlison with a pelvic injury, Mana Solomon with a knee injury, as well as Ivan Perisic, Ryan Sessegnon with a thigh injury, Ashley Phillips with an ankle injury, as well as Alfie Whiteman and Pape Matar Sarr with a muscle injury. Christian Romero will serve the 3rd and final game of his 3-match ban, but Yves Bissouma is available to return from his own suspension and is expected to start in central midfield alongside either Lo Celso or Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Postecoglou could persist with Emerson Royal and Ben Davies at centre-back ahead of Eric Dyer, while Son Heung-min, who has scored 6 of his 8 Premier League goals this season away from home, is set to be supported in attack by Brennan Johnson, Brian Gill and Dejan Kulusevski, the latter of whom has scored in his last 2 visits to the Etihad. So the predicted teams then, starting with Manchester City, I've gone with Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz and Ake as a back 3, with Akanji and Rodri in midfield, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo and Doku behind Haaland in attack. And the predicted team for Tottenham is Vicario in goal, Porro, Emerson, Davis and Adoji as a back 4, with Basuma and Lo Celso in midfield, Johnson, Kulusevski and Hill behind Son in attack. Another entertaining encounter filled with goal-mouth action could be in store on Sunday, considering that the last 4 league meetings between these 2 teams at the Etihad has produced an average of over 4 goals a game. Postecoglou's desire to stick with a high defensive line amid an injury crisis is yet to be vindicated, and persisting with such a tactic this weekend could prove costly against the rampant Manchester City outfit, who have already scored 26 goals across our 9 home matches this season. So I predict this game will finish Manchester City 3, Tottenham 1. So that is it for this video then. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex F1 channel and at MCFC Hibs on Twitter. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now. Goodbye everyone.